Thank you for staying with us. We still have our panelists with us in the studio, Modupe Odelia, as well as Olushola Amuson. Thank you, for being part of the program today. Modupe, let me bring the conversation again to to you rather. So he talked about, that Nigerianness, in how we handle things, like talking about the past where we haven't been really good managers. I mean, would you expect things to be done differently? Looking at the fact that he says those involved this time around have some form of, different way of doing things.
I mean, yeah, see, you live in a country where you sort of like have to keep on hoping that things will be better, right? Like, so, and in as much as a lot of people are skeptical about it, and rightly so, like historically, we don't even have any reason to be confident that this is going to be this burst as it should be. But I think also in terms of like accountability itself it's a demand and supply thing. So we as a people have to also put pressure on the government themselves to be accountable, right? Like if people know that they're accountable to people aside, they are outside the parameters of the loan, that now it's now about the fact that you're mortgaging other people's future and they actually care about it, then we can actually probably be able to shift accountability in the right direction.
So, I mean, what would you say is your most exciting tech solution or innovation from Nigeria so far?
I mean, so innovation, I would say for me, it's really in the nano lending space. I think that access to credit, it's a very, very big issue. And then especially because we're a country where we don't have, we don't have a huge credit economy, right? I don't have credit cards or anything like that. So the fact that I, as a business owner, can go on an app and ask for 2,000 naira, 10,000 naira to help me move my business to the next day, I think is fantastic. I see a lot of growth in that space. There's another one I'm also very excited about, which is the insurance space as well. I've seen a couple of companies come up with, very little and accessible insurance packages. I feel like we've not done as well as we should when it comes to insurance, and then that's a way to get more people on board. So, yeah.
What about you, Lushala?
Well, I wouldn't say that I have one. I've had to work with, by virtue of my work at Microsoft, the ones we basically provided platform support for. I would say Flutterwave in payments. I would say Rebi in credits access.
Yeah.
I would say Max.ng in logistics. But I'm very, very fascinated about the way 3D printers work. And the fact
Obviously.
that even if Nigeria doesn't make it very quickly in terms of ensuring that everybody has access to power or reliable, stable power, 3D printers can still enable us to basically create models and become a manufacturing economy of some sort.
Yeah, to think Flutterwave is being run from Kaduna or so, right?
From
the collab.
Yeah, I know they have some development teams in collab.
Yeah.
They run some from Lagos. The fact that you can even democratize and I have seen people from all over corners of this country who otherwise wouldn't have had access, but because they learn developer skills, positions them to innovate, to join companies, and to become what they otherwise or either two would never have become.
Well, I mean, there's just a lot more to talk about, but come on, time just seems not to be our friend this time around. We have to end the conversation, or we have to wrap the conversation up here. Modupe Odelia, thank you for joining us on the program, as well as Olushola Amuson, philanthropy's lead at Microsoft. Thanks once again, guys, for joining us on the program.
Of course, of course.
Well, that's where we are. We'll take a short break, and we'll be back with the most viewed videos on our YouTube channel in the past week. Please stay with us.
country to the next.
The call by presidential hopeful Omoyele Sowore to have a debate with other presidential candidates begins this week's most viewed videos in 5th place.
Plus three years of APC. The alternative is here. That is what we should be debating. We should be talking about the fresh ideas that we're bringing on the table to grow electricity, infrastructure, power, to stop corruption completely, not the type of anti-corruption war that APC is fighting where we replace some thieves, the old thieves with new thieves. Please, let's have that conversation. And if you want to be more serious, maybe you should start bringing these presidential candidates to debate us. Buhari should be brought out. The media should force them out of hiding. Let them come and debate the future of Nigeria. Nigerian young people have come to a conclusion where they have presented alternatives, and these alternatives are going to kick out the old guards in 2019.
Yeah, I have here with me two people who know their onions when it comes to fashion and style. And we're going to try and dissect some of what we saw on the red carpet and on social media, on our TV screen.
It is followed in 4th by that of a review of what celebrities wore to the African Magic Viewers' Choice Awards 2018, which held in Lagos, Nigeria.
It was interesting. I was talking on Twitter today that we really need to know what the industry is worth at the weekend. Because I was out yesterday throughout the day at the venue, and I saw so many things happening. There were clothes on the now, style, hair, out of the conversation, and the hotel rooms, you know. Someone sent me a message and she spent close to $500,000.
The position is that we will not defile that office because it's an office we also hope that Atiku will occupy.
3rd position is taken by a claim made by a supporter of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar that the Adamawa-born politician is what Nigerians are waiting for.
We understand that Chief Obasanjo has a lot of strong views. Some of them are not exactly right. He has views on a lot of people. But we'll see how that goes. Fact of the matter is that whatever it is that you expect to happen on the day of judgment when you get to heaven, it's completely unknown to you. And only God will know that.
If he gets the ticket, can he win the election?
Atiku is the man that the nation is waiting for.
How?
The country, listen,
At
there are
70,
for 72, the president is 76. The country has a few issues.
One of those who have criticized...
The country has a few issues it has to deal with urgently.
I believe I speak for every member of this campaign committee that we shall do our very best and leave no stone unturned.
The PDP appointing Senate President Dr. Bukola Saraki as the PDP appoints Saraki to head National Campaign Committee takes the 2nd spot.
And we need to re-establish our foothold in the Southwest. And this election in Onoshu is the last one before the general election. And we must re-establish our foothold in the Southwest because the PDP has been a party well-grounded in the Southwest, and we must reconnect with the people and ensure that we do that.
And the most viewed video in the past week is that of former governor of Akwa Ibom State, Godwill Akpabio, giving his reason for leaving the opposition, PDP.
Well, for me, I think it was very sudden, the decision to move from the People's Democratic Party, where I was one of the chieftains, to the All Progressive Congress. It has generated a lot of controversy yes. in the polity. But the reality is that I move in the national interest. I move as a result of personal convictions. And I moved in order to also contribute my quota towards serving democracy in Nigeria.
Well, there you go. That's the program this week. Thank you for watching. And do remember, the conversation keeps on going, as always, via the social media addresses showing on your screen. I'm Victor Matthias. Bye for now.